I'm Assistant Superintendent of Police, Rubanga Kenneth Stephen, the OC in charge, Certificate of Good Conduct at Interpol. I want to discuss something with regards to Police Clearance Certificate and Certificate of Good Conduct. Uganda Police issues Certificate of Good Conduct and Police Clearance Certificate through its Directorate of International Relationship, and that is the Directorate of Interpol and International Relations. Who do we issue the certificates of good conduct to, and what does it entail? What are the processes? Those are the things I want to highlight in this small video. Number one, I will start with the processes of acquiring a certificate of good conduct. The certificate of good conduct is acquired through a process of online application. An applicant who is required to obtain a certificate of good conduct or a police clearance certificate has to go on our Uganda Police website, applies for this certificate, and is issued a certificate after the due process. What do we require to get this certificate? What are the requirements? An applicant must have a valid ID. A Ugandan must have either a passport or a national ID. The fee is 80,000, which is payable in the bank. That also would mean that we should stop using middlemen. In most cases, we have had complaints from applicants that we have been asked to pay this much by middlemen. So I would recommend that you do not use middlemen and apply for this certificate online and pay 76,000, which is payable in the bank. Upon completion of the online registration, you are required to go to the bank, make the payment, go back to the online portal which you've used for applying, complete the application. There's also a question of people saying that the portal always brings an error. It is simply because most applicants make a mistake of clicking on complete application, yet you find that they haven't done the actual first process of applying as a new applicant. So if you're applying, first go on the portal, click on new applicant. Then when you make the payment, that's when you should now click on complete application. Upon booking the date, you are required to come to the biometric center which you have chosen, which is either at Interpol or at Naguru Biometric Center, where your fingerprints will be then lifted as part of the process of acquiring the certificate of good conduct or the police clearance certificate. You will be notified that come back after 5 to 7 working days. As long as we do not have any hiccup in our system and you've done the application rightly without any error. For those living abroad applying for a certificate, you are advised to apply for a certificate of good conduct. Although some countries abroad normally refer to it as a police clearance certificate, but for us here at Interpol, we refer to it as a certificate of good conduct. Very many people have contacted us inquiring if we offer express services. Interpol does not offer express services. I repeat, Interpol does not offer express services. We only consider emergency cases. And emergency cases, we are talking about the vulnerable people, medical cases, in case someone is going for, let's say, an operation abroad, VIP, and sometimes academicians who have a deadline to beat. Those are the people sometimes we reconsider and they reschedule their date of appointment so that we can give them a service faster as compared to the normal process.
My name is ASP Karuhanga Gordon. I work with Interpol Headquarters Kololo. I'm here to speak about the application of Certificate of Good Conduct, which is online. And in this area, I want to highlight on how people from abroad can apply for this certificate. All applicants must have an email which is active, and that's where the process starts. But to be specific with those who are abroad, first and foremost, you have to first go to police station or any agency in that country which is authorized to capture fingerprints. Once you have gone to the police and your fingerprints are captured on hard papers, then you can go online with your email, you start the application process. After you have applied, on those fingerprints, you must attach a copy of your passport showing the exit and entry stamps, plus 2 passport size photos that will accompany the fingerprints. The means of sending those applications of Certificate of Good Conduct can either be through a courier service, for example, DHL, EMS, and others. 2, if you're near any National Central Bureau in that country, you can use the Interpol of that country to send those fingerprints via the communication system called I-24/7. In that regard, when those fingerprints reaches Interpol Kololo, we are able to convert them into digital format and process for you a Certificate of Good Conduct. There has been a lot of complaints. Many people have been told the certificate costs more than 79,000, which is not true. And this is because most people don't know how to use computers to apply for certificates. In this case, we advise the general public, if you feel you can't do it for yourself, our offices are always open. You come to Interpol Kololo or Naguru Biometric Center, you seek for advice. In this case, the whole desk is there to help you to apply for you. You may not get the appointment date on that day, but you will be given the service and wait for your appointment to come. Then you will be fingerprinted. I want to warn the general public, those who get certificates, who wants quick service, and usually they sometimes get it from NASA. I want to warn you, it will be detected at the airport because we have the system there which checks whether the certificate is genuine or not. If you use those methods, or you had an agent who promised to get for your certificate, please, once you get it, contact our offices, Kololo Interpol or Naguru Biometric Center. We have a link which can check for you whether the certificate is genuine or not. So please stay warned that once you're caught, you will be arrested.